one of the media team who had the opportunity to be present in person at the Hunan TV studio for the latest episode of Hello Saturday. I can say one thing with confidence. Nothing can match the sweet atmosphere created between Chen Zhe Yuan and Li Qin that night. At first, we all just thought they were coming to promote the latest project they were starring in together. But apparently, the interaction of the two on stage really made all the crew, spectators, and even the host of the show smile involuntarily. I arrived at the site at about 6 in the evening, when the staff were still busy preparing the lighting and staging. The atmosphere behind the stage looked boisterous but full of enthusiasm. From the guest stars' break room, Li Qin's characteristic light laugh rang out gentle, but infectious. Shortly after, Chen Zhe Yuan appeared from the direction of the costume hall, wearing a simple white shirt combined with a light ash suit. He looked around, and as soon as his eyes met Li Qin's, as if reflexively, a small smile appeared on the corner of his lips. For me, who is used to seeing many artists working behind the scenes, such expressions can rarely be hidden. Not a formal smile, but a meaningful one. There's warmth there. Li Qin, who that evening wore a pastel dress with a soft cut at the shoulder, looked simply dazzling. When the show's MC greeted the guests one by one, Li Qin lowered his head slightly with a smile, while Chen Zhe Yuan stood beside him in a polite but still protective manner. Several times, I caught the moment where Chen reflexively justified Li Qin's microphone position so as not to be too low. Such a small gesture looks simple, but it shows natural attention that is not artificial. As the opening segment began, the hosts, He Jiang, Dylan Wang, and Justin, began teasing them. He Jiang, who is famous for being observant with the chemistry of the stars, immediately highlighted the interaction of the two. Li Qin and Chen Zhe Yuan, it seems like you guys are getting closer these days, huh? He said with a joking tone, but full of meaning. Li Qin only laughed shyly, while Chen rubbed his nape with a slightly nervous expression, yet his lips remained curved. We're just good colleagues, Ji, he replied lightly. But of course, it just made the audience in the studio even more excited. I sat in a row of media in the middle row, and from that distance, I could see how Chen's gaze towards Li Qin was often inseparable from the monitor screen or the direction of the stage lights. Every time Li Qin spoke, Chen seemed to listen seriously, even chuckling a few times as Li Qin slipped in his soft humor. The long-awaited game segment begins. One of the games is the gesture challenge, in which two stars have to guess the expression or pose of the card shown by the host. The first couple were Li Qin and Chen Zhe Yuan. As soon as their names were called, boisterous cheers echoed throughout the studio. Li Qin laughed, glancing at Chen with a gaze between embarrassment and amusement. We are a duet. I hope you don't lose quickly, he said half seductively. Chen replied with a confident smile. If I were you, I would have one. The remark was immediately greeted by the crowd's shouts, while Li Qin patted Chen's arm furiously. The game begins. The first card says Spoiled Cat. Li Qin immediately posed while raising his hand like a small claw, imitating the cute expression of a cat. Chen stared at him for a moment, then imitated the gesture, but instead of focusing on the card, he looked at Li Qin and said, "This cat is so spoiled, I can't bear to guess." The studio exploded with laughter and applause. He Jiang even patted the table saying, "Zhe Yuan, you're not playing a game, you're flirting." Li Qin looked down embarrassed, but his eyes were clearly gleaming with laughter. The interaction was spontaneous, warm, and very fun to watch. They are not trying to show something. Everything flows naturally. In the next segment, guests were asked to tell their first impressions of each other. When it was Li Qin's turn, he looked at Chen with a gentle expression before saying, "The first time I teamed up with Chen Zhe Yuan, I thought he was very serious, but it turns out he has a side of humor that not many people know. He is also very attentive, especially to small details. Sometimes I think he's too good for a regular coworker. The words made the studio atmosphere suddenly silent for a moment before the audience cheered again. Chen, who was sitting next to him, looked at Li Qin with a smile that was hard to hide. He replied in a gentle tone, "If the person next to me was Li Qin, anyone would want to look better." Both laughed, but for me who watched closely, there was something behind the laughter, genuine intimacy, perhaps also mutual admiration. After the show finished recording, I followed the crew towards the break room to do a short interview. There, the atmosphere is much more relaxed. Li Qin was sitting on the sofa holding a glass of warm tea, while Chen stood nearby, conversing lightly with one of the staff. But every time Li Qin spoke, Chen's eyes automatically turned towards him. He always wanted to make sure his teammates were okay. When I asked what it was like to appear together on Hello Saturday, Li Qin replied, "So exciting. Since the atmosphere is relaxed, I can show a more relaxed side as well. And of course, if there was Chen Zhe Yuan, the atmosphere would be more pleasant." Chen, who heard that, immediately laughed, replying, "I'm just trying to keep Li Qin from getting bored." Simple sentence, but the way he said it was so sincere. The sweetest moment came after the interview. As Li Qin stood about to leave, the hem of her dress got caught in the chair. Without thinking twice, Chen immediately lowered his head to help correct it. Li Qin looked a little surprised, but then smiled gently. "Thank you," he said slowly. Chen replied briefly, "Be careful, don't fall." At first glance, it may seem ordinary, but from the angle I was standing, the scene was like a romantic cut from a drama. Some of the crew around me looked at each other and smiled a little. No one said anything, but everyone knew what they were feeling. The interaction of these two people was so natural that it was difficult not to be captivated. As they walked towards their respective cars, Li Qin briefly waved at the staff. Chen walked a little behind him, but before getting into the car, he stopped, looked at Li Qin, who was already sitting in his seat, then nodded slightly, as if to make sure that everything is fine. One of the female staffers beside me whispered, "Their poses on stage are sweet, but the backstage ones are even more real." I can only nod in agreement. The next day, footage of their performance aired on Hunan TV's social media, and within hours, the hashtag Chen Zhe Yuan Lai Kin Hello Saturday was trending on Weibo. Netizens were busy talking about their sweet expressions, especially the gesture challenge moment and Chen's gentle look at Li Qin. Some even commented, "If this is just a promotion, why does the aura feel like a real couple?" As someone who looks directly behind the scenes, I can tell. Sometimes the camera is not able to fully capture the genuine warmth between two people. But that night, I saw with my own eyes. The way Chen paid attention to Li Qin, the way Li Qin laughed out loud every time Chen spoke, and the way the two gave each other space but remained connected in silence. Such chemistry cannot be forced. Whether it's the beginning of a deeper friendship or something more, only time can tell. But what is clear, that night, Hello Saturday not only featured entertainment, but also presented small pieces of sincere and warm human relationships. And for me, as a source who watched it up close, it was a beautiful moment to remember. A moment in which two stars shone not just because of the stage lights, but because of the natural glow of their understanding hearts. When the studio lights finally went out and everyone started packing, I walked toward the exit carrying one deep impression. There was something sweet and honest between Chen Zhe Yuan and Li Qin, something they might not say directly, but was evident in every look, every laugh, and every little reflex gesture that showed genuine concern for each other. Their pose that night was not just an action in front of the camera, but a reflection of the warm relationship of two people who respect each other and enjoy being together, both on stage and behind the scenes. And probably, that's what makes everyone, including me, believe that some sweet things don't need to be explained in words.